Welcome, dear listeners, to Broadcasts from Elsewhere. My name is Enigma.
I'm DL.
And we're back once again now with another little movie. This one is much better than the past ones we've been doing, thankfully. At least in our opinions.
Yeah, for sure.
The critics wouldn't tell you that.
No, this was canned to shit.
Yeah, no. Today is, of course, Death to Smoochy. A wonderful little movie about the horrors of the inside world of television, basically. But from the lens of a children's show.
Yes. I had a lot of fun.
And this is another Danny DeVito movie, much like Thermometer from the Train. So it's directed and stars Danny DeVito in it. Well, not really stars, I guess. He's not like the main role, but he is in a prominent role in it. So he's vital to the plot,
like
exactly.
Cameo. It's like
yeah.
He's there, like yeah.
Yeah. And I gotta say, his style of directing is growing on me.
I liked it, yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'll have to see some more of his stuff. I know he did some other ones. He also directed Matilda, if you didn't know. And
I did.
Yeah. And then also, there's another one called, I believe it's called War of the Roses. It's another one from him. I will definitely be checking out at some point. But, regardless of that, this movie got just completely torn apart when it was released. It was a box office bomb. If you didn't see, I don't know how far you looked into the seal, but the budget was $50 million, right?
And it made about 8.3.
Yeah, exactly. It did not do well at all. It barely even made back a fifth. Not even.
Yeah, no, that's I did see those numbers and think, wow, that's like really, really bad. I wonder if that's one of the worst box office bombs to date. And I went on the Wikipedia page for like worst box office bombs or biggest box office bombs, and it was not there. So It is technically not one of the worst box office bombs, but man, that's pretty bad. Like,
did you write down what the worst one was? I'm kind of curious.
Oh, I didn't, but I should look into that. Hold on. Yeah.
If you want to look for it real quick.
So I found a list. There's a whole list on Wikipedia, but it seems like the worst is understandably hard to pinpoint. But I don't know. Is Screen Rant a credible article? I don't even know anymore.
Not sure. Honestly, I feel like I've seen some very questionable things from them before, so...
I have too, but, according to them, the movie John Carter from 2012 lost $255 million. So this is, like, measuring how much it lost as just face value number rather than the percent of how much it cost compared to how much it made. So rather than being like, it made 5% back, it lost however much money. So that's going to skew how much that is.
I see.
Statistic
well,
things.
I mean,
but,
I guess we can. Here's what we can put on the posters. We got it's Death to Smoochy. It's better than a John Carter.
Yeah. Also, it does say on the poster an unexpected hit or something like that, and that's like really unfortunate because it's not true.
Yeah, it really
like
is.
On the poster it says like get ready for an unexpected hit, and it's like, oh, maybe don't put that on the poster. Maybe
don't put that before it becomes a hit. I mean, I guess it is. I think it is a bit of a cult classic nowadays, but like, yeah, I don't know.
Some movies end up doing terribly at the box office and end up becoming cult classics. Like, I know Scott Pilgrim was actually a commercial failure when it came out, and now, like, it's absolutely beloved by indie movie fans, queer people.
Yeah. But, another thing also is that, Robin Williams was actually nominated for a Razzie for this.
I did not know that. I don't know how I didn't know that, because I fell down like a rabbit hole about Razzies earlier today, because I don't know, something unrelated. But how did I not know that? I did know that in like, I think it was the late 90s, or no, it wasn't. It was 2007. Danny DeVito was nominated for a like worst supporting actor for the.
Oh.
He didn't win. I don't know who did, but yeah.
Yeah. I will say I do know. Sorry.
I was just saying I fell down a whole Wikipedia rabbit hole. I love that.
Gotcha. Well, I will say Williams did not win the Razzie for this one. The one who did win this one, actually, was Hayden Christensen for Star Wars Episode 2.
Makes sense, yeah. I mean, that's...
yeah.
It's low-hanging fruit to hate on the prequels, but, like, they're not good.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I'll admit, as a kid, I liked them, but...
Yeah.
Then again, I think the best one of them would probably be the third one, though, so...
Fair.
But that's the one where we get to see Anakin turn evil, so it's like, I feel like that's not a hot take, that would be the best one, in my opinion, at least.
Which one has the least amount of Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, probably 3 also.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, then that's the one I agree with. He's on my hit list. Anyway.
Because I know he's still in the second one. Yeah. I don't remember him being much in the third one. If he is there, I blocked him out of my memory, which is probably the best thing to do with him.
I don't think I've seen any of the Star Wars movies all the way through since I was old enough to cry at Luke's hand getting chopped off. Or young enough, I should say, to cry at Luke's hand getting chopped off. My dad failed to give
as we know, well,
because
as we know, you love the Star Wars. Your favorite character is Spock. I'm kidding. No, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm kidding. Okay. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
My dad failed to give 9-year-old me a trigger warning for Luke gets his hand cut off, so I had a whole mental breakdown. My mom wouldn't let my dad show me movies for a year. Anyway, it was a whole thing. But anyway.
Yeah.
I apologize.
You're fine. That was a fun Star Wars rabbit hole we went on for a second.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. What happens?
I don't know of any of the major movie podcasts who stay on topic 1000% of the time.
Good, as you should. I mean, come on. I'm kidding now, but gotta have some little gaffes and goofs.
Yeah,
anyways. Yeah, but what do you say? Should we get into the plot?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can tell you're excited for this one.
Yes, this one's a fun one.
Alright, would you like to open us up?
Yeah, sure. We open on Robin Williams' character, whose name is Rainbow Rudolph Smiley.
Randolph.
Randolph? Is that not what I said?
It's Randolph, not Rudolph.
Oh, Randolph. Okay, my apologies. But his name is Rainbow Randolph Smiley.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just not even in the top 10 craziest shit in this movie.
Yeah, no.
He's performing for a kid's show. Rainbow colors. Yo Gabba Gabba, but live action and on acid is what I wrote.
I mean, Yo Gabba Gabba is live action.
And on acid. But, oh yeah, it is live action. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
But it's like puppets. It's like puppets are like people in mascots.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what Smoochy is also in this movie.
Yeah, but Smoochie's not there yet.
I know. Shut up. Anyways.
Sorry.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
But yeah, this little performance really quickly transitions into a fucking merch plug,
Yes.
I wrote in my notes, YouTube would be happy.
Yeah, there's a lot of merch. Yeah. There's also the line, he's singing about kid stuff, and then he says the line, all colors from mauve to blue, which is not how colors work. But I don't know, not to be cinema.
I don't know what mauve is, to be fair.
Mauve is I think I told you this the other day, it's a dusty rose pink color.
Oh, okay.
I
guess maybe that they're trying to go for because that's the classic thing of girls need pink and boys need blue or something like that.
I guess, but I don't know why they wouldn't just say pink.
I don't know. He's a little special. I don't know.
Okay, then why didn't he just say like a fancy word for blue? Azure.
Azure. Oh.
Yes. Yeah. French noise. So then we cut to a darkly lit diner, and this is the starkest tone shift I've ever seen. Like, okay, it's definitely up there. It's such a stark, like, here we fucking go, because we're in the middle of, like, a kid's show, like, bright colors, rainbow vomit, and then cut to Robin Williams opening a case full of money, like a mafia movie.
Yeah. Real. Yeah, and these two people were, they say at first, like, oh, you know, so you're gonna let our kid be on your show now and all this stuff, and he's like, he walks off with the money, like, I guess basically saying, like, yeah, he agrees, you know, more or less, and it turns out these guys are part of an FBI sting operation,
Yeah,
and they've just caught him, like, what's the right word for it?
Embezzling?
Embezzling, yes, thank you.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
So,
Me too.
yeah, they pull guns on him. And then we pan to a TV with a news reporter saying, "Corruption in Crinkleland," which is the best headline in anything.
Oh yeah, because remember that's the
Yeah.
that was the name for all the little people that were on his show. They were
Yeah.
called the Crinkle Kids. So
Yeah. I mean, whatever you gotta do for a paycheck, I guess.
yeah.
But yeah, corruption in Crinkleland. So then we cut to a TV executive guy named Frank Stokes.
Yep, played by Jon Stewart.
Yeah, Jon Stewart's here. And he, I don't know if I was just reading this wrong, but in this first scene, he seems so like meek and timid compared to these like big old like rich executive guys, and then for the rest of the movie, he's kind of in that position of power of like being the executive guy who's in charge, kind of. So like, I don't really know.
I think, to me, what it seems is that maybe he can dish it out really well, but he can't take it.
Oh, that's a really good way to put it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's basically promising TV executives, he's like, I'm gonna find the next Smoochy. The original's in jail. It's been 3 minutes.
Well, the next,
The next
Randolph.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I fucked up in my notes. The next Rainbow. Yeah. Like, this is breakneck pace so far. I cannot emphasize that enough. We're like 5 minutes in.
There's also the thing I'm surprised you didn't mention this, was the crazy, like, fisheye lens that we open on when he's in the board meeting.
Yeah, it's like...
Where it's like a bird's eye fisheye thing where it's over his head.
Yeah.
It's so wild looking.
It's so strange. Yeah, it's very weird.
There's some odd shots in this. Like, there's another shot where there's, like, that later in this film where there's two people having a discussion, and it's just focused completely on their eyes. Really cool idea.
Yeah.
But a little odd for some people, I imagine.
Yeah.
Idea.
I'm so glad you caught that, because I don't want to repeat myself. Yay. So, Stokes is like, I'm gonna hire an entertainer named Smoochy. A, quote, bottle of syrup with legs. The most actually...
Yeah, because they go over a few other options, but apparently everyone else is, like, corrupt except for this guy, Sheldon Mopes, who has his character Smoochy the Rhino that he does.
And I'll be honest, bottle of syrup with legs is fucking right on the money. That's perfect. That's exactly what this guy is. He's just so cheery and wholesome and very, like, I don't know, happy-go-lucky, and his character is very entertaining because he feels so out of place in this movie full of, like, corrupt mafia people and, like, mobsters and shit, and he's just like, hi! Like,
he's like, hi, I have soy dogs.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Like, the first scene he's in, he's like, I have soy dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, so once they find out that Sheldon or Smoochy, whatever you want to call him, is playing some nursing homes and like hospitals and stuff. And so Mr. Stokes' partner, a girl named Nora Wells, decides she'll go find him at one of his shows and, you know, give him a job offer. So she goes to this little, it's a what's it called again?
It's like a drug rehabilitation.
A methadone clinic is what they called it
Okay.
in the movie. It's basically just like a addict recovery place.
Yeah.
And at there she finds him. He's like in this makeshift rhino costume where he's singing a song to the addicts.
Yeah, he's singing about how drugs are bad and you shouldn't do them. To drug addicts.
Yes. He's singing it to the tune of She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain as well, which is really funny to me.
Speedrun to Getting Shot. Well, actually, no, Speedrun to Getting Shot is the entire movie.
But she approaches him after the show and she's like, I'm from KidNet, which is like their children's network that they have, you know, really on the nose with it.
Yeah.
But but they go out and they discuss him getting a show, and they go out and like get a hot dog from whatever restaurant they're at. He gets this, I'm sorry, but this soy dog is like the most unappetizing looking thing I've ever seen.
Literally, I was like, why does it look like that? Yeah, no.
It's all like yellowish gray.
Yeah.
And then he puts like some kind of brown junk on it, and he's like, oh, it's almond butter. It's like, what are you doing, my guy?
No.
What's wrong with you? Yeah, he said it was almond butter. It was like almond butter mixed with something else, but it's...
I will never understand.
No.
I don't get, like, why and how dairy products are happening from almonds. This is a weird tangent, and I'm sorry, but, like, can we call it almond juice unless we can genetically engineer tits on almonds?
Alright. We know you want to drink almond milk straight from the titty. It's okay.
I'm just saying, if it doesn't have tits... Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you said it. Anyways.
No. I didn't say anything.
Anyways, regardless of DL's milk obsession, we
I'm not obsessed with milk. I am obsessed with correct wording. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, we're right. We should just call it nut juice. I'm sure everyone would love that.
Almond juice is fine.
Anyways,
I'm sorry. Oh no. Anyway, go on.
Oh god. Okay, so we have a little montage of them making a professional smoochy suit for him now, like a full-on like furry suit basically for him, and making a set for the show and everything.
Yeah. This song sucks.
So everything's like starting to look up for him, like, you know, and
I said this song sucks. The song that's playing.
Oh, the song sucks.
I'm sorry, I keep harping on music in these movies, but like, I don't know what.
This is your special trait.
Yeah. I don't.
Because I'll be honest, I don't really remember what the song was that was playing during that scene, but you sure do.
I'm gonna force you to do you just have amnesia for every like bit of music in any of the movies? Because okay, I'm gonna force you to like
unless
rewatch
it like
scene.
really grabs my attention, because I guess because like there are times where I will see a song in a show or a movie and I'll be like, I can only tie that song to this show or movie because of like this amazing scene I saw.
Yeah.
But I guess if the scene doesn't impact me in any way, I don't really think about it.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. I just in a lot of it like I just pay attention to the music a lot in scenes because like it's such weird music. It's like yodeling almost. It's like dollar store yodeling. I'm gonna force you to listen to that, but yeah, no, it's bonked. What else?
the next scene is with Frank Stokes meets Randy in a junkyard for some reason.
Yeah.
And he gives him like some supplies to like some groceries and shit. But then he's like, "Don't ever contact me again," and like drives away angrily.
Yeah.
It's like it felt like a weird thing to have in there for, especially considering like he doesn't like. I mean, obviously, I guess he told him not to contact him, but like he doesn't even try to go for help with him anymore after this. He goes directly to Angelo later on.
Yeah.
Which is one of the little people.
Yeah.
That works on the show. But yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know, but basically at this point we get to Smoochy becoming like hella famous for singing the same song that Rainbow sang. Basically, like he's doing the same shtick. He's just like infinitely more famous. And I don't know if it was just you or if it was just me or maybe I'm just like cynical, but I'm not sure I buy him being like this famous.
I mean, it especially seems that he's like still in the infancy of his career when they cut at the end of the montage. So it's like, because they're just starting like products later, and like that's something you do at the very beginning of the show, I would think, or at least close to the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like after like the first, I don't know, like half of a season, maybe you might be like, okay, we need to start making products for people to buy.
Yeah.
You know? Which he doesn't want like any merchandise, it seems, and it's like, that's wild. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like yeah.
I understand if you're against commercialization and shit, but
yeah.
People want collectibles of their favorite things. Like, you know? Like, people want merchandise.
They do, and he's like, oh, I don't want to be a sellout, and like, that's understandable, that's admirable even, but like, I don't think the answer is no products ever at all.
Yeah, no, because like, they were trying to get a cereal deal, they had like a few like toys as well that they were showing, and I believe there were also cheese sticks.
Yeah, I believe there were. I mean,
like string cheese.
I've seen like kids show characters on like Go-Gurt, so like I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's SpongeBob Go-Gurt.
Exactly.
I've seen that.
Yeah. So we cut to Randolph, who I just referred to Rainbow in my notes the whole time, but Randolph and Stokes in a car, and Randolph is like, I want my job back, and Stokes is like, I can't do it, and Randolph gets really mad. He gets out of the car. He says a really hard line that I really like. Even a guy who's squeaky clean falls into the mud.
Yeah, I like that line too, actually. A lot. And that's when he's like trying to... That was during the whole grocery scene I was mentioning, yeah.
Yeah, oh,
where
yeah.
Then he like declares his revenge on Smoochy, of course, and Frank too, but like...
Well, yeah.
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 Then we have the pitch meeting right after that, which I was...
Right, yeah, sorry.
Which I didn't realize was right after that.
Yeah.
That's my fault.
I think I accidentally got that mixed up. I knew I'd get something mixed up, but that's okay. Nora chucks a frisbee at Mope's head during that like board meeting scene, by the way. Just kicks him out of the meeting because Nora is a whole bitch for the first like half of this movie.
Yeah, and then she just suddenly turns around after a while.
That was one of my legitimate criticisms. I really liked this movie in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
but,
I don't think her like redemption or whatever you want to call it was like very well done.
It wasn't written very well. It was rushed and not well done. Yeah, so Mopes goes to a bar. I find it difficult to believe that this man has ever set foot in a bar before, but that's okay.
It doesn't matter. He orders orange juice from them anyways.
He orders orange juice, puts like home remedy shots in it, and he's like, I'm fucking wasted.
Yeah, he says it's got some kind of... I forget everything he said, but I know it definitely said it had alfalfa in it, which I believe is a type of like grain or something.
I think it's a grass. I don't know. I feel really dumb. Hold on.
Grass. Oh yeah, no, it is a grass. It's like something. It's like it's like a hay type of grass.
Yeah, it's basically grass. There's like flowers, but it's mostly like it's a flowering plant. Yeah, I don't think it has alcoholic effects.
It shouldn't.
Yeah. think he just Pavloved, or not Pavloved, placeboed himself.
Oh, like placeboed himself into being drunk in a way.
Yeah. If I believe hard enough, I too can be wasted.
Anything can be done with the power of believing.
Yay! Even alcohol.
Even alcoholism.
Yay! The episode that ruins my digital footprint.
Yeah.
We had a good run, boys.
It's okay. Right. But at this bar, he meets a guy named Burke, which is Danny DeVito's character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is where they strike up a business deal, and he gets Burke now as his agent.
Yeah. I do isn't the right word. I did note down a line that Mopes says. He says, "This rhino came from my womb."
Oh yeah, that was one of the best lines in this.
Huh? Like, what? Okay. Don't phrase it like that.
Yeah, maybe don't say it like that.
Mopes is like, I don't like having no creative control, and Danny DeVito's like, haha, and like smokes a comically large cigar, and it's just a hilarious mafia stereotype. It's
literally his character.
It's okay. He's like very likable and very enjoyable. It's just also ridiculous at the same time. So this is the part of the movie basically where Randolph stages a bunch of ways to try to get Mopes fired.
Yes. This first one is where he's making special cookies for the thing. Yeah, because I guess there's some kind of weird cookie song that Smoochy does in his show every day for some reason.
You gotta have the cookie song.
Seems kind of.
I mean,
seems really dumb to me.
You're saying that, but like one of the most successful kids show of all time has an entire character based around cookies.
That is true, but I don't know. Anyways,
yeah.
But yeah, so the little there's like this weird bag prop that comes from the sky or whatever that he uses to like his today's special cookie, and Randolph had made some special ones for him, and they're
shaped like penises.
Very phallic.
Yep. Cockies, if you will.
He holds it up. Yeah, he pulls out the cock cookie and the cocky, if you will, and
I won't. But thanks for trying.
Yeah, but he like pauses for a moment because he's like, shit, what can I do about this?
Yeah.
You know? But then he's like, it's a rocket!
Yeah, it's a rocket ship. I don't know where I've heard this audio clip before, but I have heard it's a rocket ship. Like, I've heard that audio clip before, like, a million times, and I was like, that's what this is from? I don't know what I'd heard it from. I don't know, like YouTube or something?
I've never heard it before.
Yeah, that, and
yeah, I figured it's probably the YouTuber TikTok or something.
TikTok, some YouTube channel or something. But yeah, I'd heard it's a rocket ship before, and I had never known that it was from this film. So that was interesting.
Yeah, your new favorite.
I mean, I like it. It's my favorite. It's unironically speaking, it's my favorite that we've covered so far. I'd say it's unironically.
But Randy, of course, storms onto the set and is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's clearly
just starts screaming about penises, and then he falls down a flight of stairs.
He gives so many names. Yeah,
it's honestly impressive. And then he just gets yeeted down a flight of stairs.
Yeah, they throw him out, which understandably so, because he just stormed into a children's show and started yelling about dicks.
I think anybody would kick him out for sure.
Yeah.
So then Mopes makes a deal with Burke to renegotiate the contract, and I think there's a scene. There's like a scene in the boardroom, right? And then they go to dinner.
Yeah, it's Nora, Frank, and Burke have a meeting in the boardroom, and we learn when they're at the dinner later that Sheldon is now the executive producer of his Smoochy show. So now he gets to decide all the merch deals. He has full creative freedom. He's in control, you know.
And
and Burke tries to give him a gun as a gift.
Yeah, this is where that's where they go to the diner, and they go out to dinner, and then at this like nice fancy restaurant, he's like, "I have a gift for you. It's a gun."
It's a gun. Well, I mean, this is also the restaurant that's run by
the
so it's probably not the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Though. So Mopes meets a loud drunk wrestler. He's a wrestler, right? Spinner.
Boxer. He was an ex-boxer.
Boxer. Close.
I'm unclear if he's drunk currently in the scene, but he does have massive brain damage.
Yeah, I found this character insufferable.
I don't blame you. I think that might have been the point. Also.
Yeah, no, it totally was. But yeah, like I'm not faulting the movie. I just didn't like him, which is the point.
Yeah, no, Spinner's just a really loud, obnoxious, like, very obviously like damaged individual, but like also kind of like you know, he can't control himself obviously, but it's still like but we find out Spinner is family with the Irish mob, like I think it's his cousin,
yep, his cousin.
His cousin Tommy is the lady who runs the Irish mob.
Yes.
So, yeah, hooray. And we find out that Spinner is also a big fan of Smoochy's show, and of course, Oh yeah, she makes Mopes cast Spinner in a role, but that's a little bit later. Yes, that's a little bit later, though, yeah. But right now we have... Frank has there's a small cutaway with Frank having a meeting with some shadowy figure who tells him that they have to get Sheldon in line, to get Mopes in line, and, like, you know, basically corrupt him in some way or something, you know, because like, he's doing all the wrong things as far as they're concerned.
Yeah. Then Randolph stays over at the apartment of his former co-star, one of the little people who works with Smoochy now. And he's just crashing at his place for a little bit. Then we get more of Nora being a total asshat to Mopes. Like, her character just takes such a swift 180 in this movie. Like, she's such a bitch for a while. Like,
yeah,
she's so insufferably mean. Like, I never would have guessed or hoped that these two would have gotten together until like the hour mark.
Yeah, no, it's just a complete turnaround. It's like,
yeah,
it's like once she finally figures out, like, oh my god, he really is like a pure soul. And it's like, yeah, no fucking shit. Have you met this man? It's a little later on, but she sees him shirtless and she's like, ooh, and he's like not even close to being in shape. The heart wants what the heart wants, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. Who am I? Who
are you to judge people's attraction to men?
Exactly. I've said this before. Exactly.
I'm kidding, but yeah. Anyway.
I mean, you're correct, though, so...
But yeah. But yeah, he visits her in his office, and he's, like, trying to get her on his side, and she's still a bitch. And he goes to his office.
Yeah.
And that's where Tommy and her goons are waiting for him.
Yeah,
and
this
they
is
kind of
where...
strong-arm him into getting Spinner apart for the show.
Yes. So... Randolph, this is where Randolph calls Mopes to just threaten him and be like, I'm going on fucking safari, bitch!
Yeah.
Or something along those lines. Great line.
Great line. But it's really ineffective when you think about the fact that Sheldon doesn't know who the fuck is talking to him right now.
Yeah, no, he's just like, huh?
He's just like, okay, anyways.
Yeah.
And then immediately after that, Nora storms in and is just like, oh my god, how dare you congrats on the ice show, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, he's like, huh? And then these two bicker and argue some more, and then it turns out that this was an ice show. Like, Burke, without Mopes' knowledge, just roped him into being part of an ice show, because Burke works with this guy named Merv Green, and Merv Green works with the mob and also a children's hospital charity that's kind of a money laundering scheme for the mob that works through ice rinks, or like ice events, I guess. Ice shows.
Basically, okay, he works for, Merv Green does, works for this thing called, the Parade of Hope, which sponsors basically every ice show that the KidNet team has ever put on.
Yeah.
And I suppose they use, I don't know if he's directly working for the mob, but I know he does have ties in some way, because he does take a hit out later. But the point is that he's definitely making money off of this somehow in his own way, despite also being working for charity. He's also, like, skimming off the top himself.
Yeah, for sure. And he basically threatens Mopes and is like, you're doing the ice show or you're dying.
Yeah,
there's a scene where
the Parade of Hope guys just, like, kind of, they just grab him off the street and just shove him into a taxi and, like, are like, do the ice show, bitch, and then just
literally
throw him back out, basically.
For
like,
real.
it's more than that, but you know.
Well, yeah. And then, Nora shows up at Mopes' apartment drunk and just basically apologizes for being such a bitch earlier, and then they have this moment where they're, like, reminiscing about shared nostalgia from a kids show that they both grew up on. And then they, like, almost kiss, and then that scene kind of ends awkwardly. That's the first scene that they really plant that, like, that these two are going to end up together. And for all this movie has going for it, I don't like this relationship very much. But, that's okay.
That's okay. By the end of the movie, she starts to, like, kind of grow on you, I think.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is where we get the best sequence in the film.
Yeah, so Randy calls him, and he's pretending to be like some kind of like kids charity organization type thing, and tells him like, "Hey, we'd love to have you come perform for us."
Yeah,
and,
at this
like,
abandoned,
he of course accepts.
Like, yeah, this like abandoned garage, like giant garage warehouse thing.
Yeah, this giant like tractor warehouse or whatever the fuck it was, and. And of course, like, he gets in Randy's car. Randy's like in a disguise, so he doesn't like recognize him. But he gets in his car and he like drives him to the area where they're gonna perform. And like he comes out on the stage, and it's like, it's black curtains everywhere, and there's like a big spotlight on him, so he can't see the crowd or anything.
Yeah.
And he's like performing to like the most silence you've ever heard.
Yeah,
like,
or never heard, I guess.
Yeah, it's the quietest concert you've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
and it's so, like, awkward, and then it gets more awkward.
Because he asks them to turn the spotlight off, and it's a crowd of Nazis.
It's a neo-Nazi
bunch
rally.
Of neo-Nazis.
And a giant banner unfurls behind him, and it's a fucking swastika, and he's just like, and...
Yeah, and they all start, like, chanting Heil Smoochy, and it's like, what the fuck's happening?
What? I wrote in my notes, this movie has balls.
Yeah. Real.
And then police invade, what the fuck is happening, is my next, like, bullet point.
Yeah, the police come in and they're like, this is an unlawful gathering, so they all arrest all the Nazis and Smoochy.
And Smoochy, yeah. So he goes to jail. So there's some insane editing as it, like, zooms in insane in, like, a good way, I think. Because, like, it, like, zooms in on Mopes' face, and there's, like, overlaying of people asking a bunch of questions. Like, there's somebody asking, like, oh, are you a Nazi? And somebody else being like, are you aware that this is an unlawful organization? And, just, like...
Yeah, there were a few things like someone asks him, like, how many times have you read Mein Kampf? Or, like, and all this stuff and about, like, Nazis and stuff. And he's like, I don't hate anyone, he says. And someone's like, well, does that mean you don't hate Nazis?
Oh my god.
That was one of the lines in that scene. It's so funny.
Yep. This movie. What if, what? Yeah, so...
Jesus God.
Yeah.
But after that, his show ges canceled, like, because this makes headlines, of course. So his show gets canceled, and, like, set gets torn down and everything. Like, the Kidnet place tells, like, the news, like, hey, the rhino's extinct, we're gonna replace him with cartoons.
Yeah. What else?
Oh, yeah. And then this is where we have Sheldon trying to get Nora to help him on the streets.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Nora's not buying it. Nora's not listening to him.
Yeah, she thinks she's buying into all of the, like, what everyone's saying, that he's a Nazi. And she's like, even though, like, having met the man, you should know he's definitely, like, doesn't have a hateful bone in his body.
Real.
Like, dude is like the purest motherfucker in town.
Yeah.
And he also finds out that he's like the local, like, shelter it's been shut down. Like, the attic and, like, homeless shelter is, like, shut down. So now he doesn't have anywhere to go, because I guess his home, I guess he just can't go to his house anymore, because I think they were paying for his home, so he couldn't live there now because of the fact this show being canceled.
Yeah.
Much in the way of, like, how Randolph lost his home.
Mm-hmm. Randolph visits Nora's apartment, and they have, like, this whole altercation where Randolph reveals, like, hey, I set up Mopes. This well, no, he doesn't say it on purpose. He didn't, like, he accidentally lets it slip.
He goes to Nora's place and is, like, trying to get his job back. And he's talking about, like, oh, I'm so much better than that Smoochy fucker, you know, like he's a Nazi, and he also says, and he's probably gay or something. Like,
yeah, what? And he, you know, what was the line? Yeah, homosexual Nazi vibe. Pardon?
Yeah, because he lets it slip because he goes, like, I saw him checking me out in the car. And that's what sets off Nora, because she's like, what do you mean, the car? You know, like, what car?
Man.
Where were you in a car with him, you know? And
if I had a dime for every person I've met with a homosexual Nazi vibe, I don't know how many dimes I would have, but I hope less than 10.
I would hope so. I would hope you had 0, but I don't know.
I've met a lot of people!
I mean, there was that one weirdo on TikTok, but let's not get into that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we don't need to go into that. Oh, no.
But we also find out in this scene that that Randolph and Nora apparently were also dating at one point.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah. She just has a type for...
I think she just likes children's show performers, it seems, because, like, we found out later that she's dated, like, every single dude who worked for Kidnet, it seems like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to slut shame, but
I feel like this is a pattern that needs to be broken.
Yeah, I think she might have a touch of a problem there. Like,
yeah.
That's all you're going for, you know, and it keeps ending badly.
Yeah. I wonder why it keeps ending badly.
Right.
It's almost like dating an employee, especially who's under you. I mean, if they're under you in the workplace ladder, they shouldn't be under you in bed.
Yeah. Real. That's a good rule of thumb right there, I would say.
I feel like it should be.
Because, like, that's the whole thing about, like, dating in the workplace. It's like, it's supposed to be like that. Like, that's a rule usually most of the time, is, like, management is not supposed to date.
It's weird, though, because, like, I don't know, tiny tangent here, but, like, I've met a lot of, like, older couples who have met at work. My parents met at work. Like,
I mean,
like
I met one of my exes at work, but like, you know.
Yeah, like a lot of people meet in the workplace. Like a lot of couples meet in the workplace, and then there's also, I don't know if it's like a recent thing or if people just don't really care about rules, or if it's like only places that I've worked for ever cared about fraternization, but I've met a lot of people who have like gotten involved with a coworker.
Yeah, well, okay, fraternization to me, like, especially when it's like in a situation like this where, like, you know, it's a manager and some random worker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no.
No, yeah, no.
That's not allowed.
Yeah.
That's just how it opens a whole can of worms.
It really does. Weird power structure things, no.
But this of course makes the news now that Randy had set him up, and so Randolph gets taken to jail, and Smoochy's like fame is once again restored, and he gets his show back and everything.
So, yeah, Mose's reputation is.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There was like a whole thing I forgot about. Before he gets arrested and stuff, there is a thing where Tommy pays him a visit. Pays Randy a visit after they find out that it was him that set him up. Because they're the ones that are able to break the story. Because they go and they just beat the shit out of him. Well, yeah. One of her goons throws him into a brick wall.
Really wanted to. They hired one stunt double for Robin Williams. They wanted to squeeze every scene they could get out of him. They were like, "How many walls can we throw you at, sir?" Yeah.
Yeah, they threw him at a wall.
They threw him down a flight of stairs.
A table.
Earlier.
Yeah, that was earlier, but yeah.
For real.
We got their money's worth, I guess.
So now, Randolph is the most hated man in America. He goes fucking batshit for the presses. There's like a scene of like the paparazzi asking him a bunch of questions and him just going absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, all the paparazzi storing him while he's getting arrested, and it's. Someone tries to say something about like him being emotionally unstable
like, I'm not
or something like that, and he just flips his lid on him, and he's like, "I'm not emotionally unstable." he pushes him against the car and shit. He's like, "You're like, yeah, you're really showing that you're not unstable. Good job.
Yeah,
doing a real good job, buddy."
So Angelo kicks Randolph out of the apartment.
That's a little later. There was one thing I wanted to. There was one scene before that I did want to talk about, actually. Because we do get to see the Smoochy show come back, and he does his...
Oh, howling!
He does this little speech at the end of the show.
Is this the one where he howls?
Where they're, huh?
Yeah.
Yes. I like this scene. To set the stage, he's having, like, this ending moment of the show where, like, all the little kids on the stage are surrounded in this little campfire, like surrounding this campfire, along with Smoochy and the Ryanettes, which are the little people. And he's telling them, like, he has this little speech about, like, you know, whenever I get angry, you know, I just take all of my anger and force it out through a howl. And he, like, you know, he has them all try it, and he also himself does his own not even little, he does his own howl, and you can see it, like, visibly disturbs the kids and the Ryanettes that are listening. They're just like... Because, like, the other kids were, like, also howling with him and stuff, like, you know, just for demonstrative purposes and also, like, for, you know, audience participation kind of stuff, you know. But, like, when he does his own howl, they're, like, all looking at him like, holy shit. And, like, just, okay, maybe it's just me, but the fucking, the red light on his face and just his, like, what's the word? Like, the emotions on his face during that scene, after he's, like, finishes howling.
Yeah, no, it's a really well done scene, and I liked this scene a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Because he's like, and then he's like, because he looks, like, visibly shook up and, like, angry and like
yeah.
for the first time actually upset.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I need that. And it's like, okay.
It always
Alright.
has a lot of potential to be like a really good scene when like the softie cracks, you know?
Yeah. I think Edward Norton did a good job on that scene. Like, really. That's the guy who plays Sheldon. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. But, yeah.
Is he in anything that I would know him from? Because I don't think I recognize him.
Oh, he's in some famous things. Oh, yeah, of course. The main thing you would know him from is probably Fight Club, if you've seen that, I'm sure, right?
I don't know if I have. I don't think I've seen the whole thing all the way through.
Well, he's the main guy in Fight Club, like the main character.
I'm sorry.
But, I mean, he's in the... Well, okay, since I guess you're so uncultured. I'm kidding, no. He was also the original Bruce Banner.
Okay, that, yes. Okay.
In Incredible Hulk, like the original Incredible Hulk movies. He was in the first one.
Like, 2008?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw that when I was, like, a kid.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a lot of other things, too, but, like, that's probably what you'd know him from best, is those two movies. Like, those are the two movies that, like, most people know him from. But, yeah.
So, yeah, then we have, Randolph breaking into Nora's apartment, right?
No, this is where, he's watching the news report. Randy watches the news report at Angela's house. Right.
Yes.
And he's, like, he gets so angry that he's, like, just destroys Angela's TV set, and then, like, right as Angela's coming home, he's, like, smashing it in with a fucking lamp.
Yeah.
So, understandably, he kicks him out. So, then we cut to the club, back to the, like, diner club thing, whatever it is, that they call it a club at one point, which it doesn't feel like a nightclub to me, but
no,
maybe
it doesn't.
Maybe that's just, like, 2002 nightclub standards, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
But either way, they go back to the restaurant with the mafia owns, and Sheldon tells Burke that he's gonna go ahead and do the ice show, but he's gonna do it his way. No vendors, no sponsors. He's gonna do it all himself. He's gonna provide all the refreshments, all the food, and he's gonna donate all the profits to some different charities. One for like adults with drug problems, and one for like one kind of like Dare-ish program for like kids, like to keep them off of drugs.
That worked very well in the 90s. That was
obviously
the best program ever.
Yeah, it definitely didn't make anyone do drugs.
No, it definitely didn't have the opposite effect.
Yeah. But it's also at this part that Tommy asks Sheldon to get Spinner a different part on the show, because we saw a little earlier, I think we forgot to mention it, but there was a little bit earlier here where they show like Spinner on the show for the first time, and he has like this cowbell part, and he's like terrible at it.
Yeah. Oh, is this where Randolph assaults a protester asking for money for rhinos?
Yeah, there's that. Yeah, there. Yeah, I believe there's that, and then it's and then there's the scene where he just tries to burn himself alive.
Oh my god!
Times Square?
Yeah, he's just like, well, I'm gonna go out with a bang, I guess. And he takes a bunch of gasoline, pours it all over his fucking head, and then he's like, and then he lights a match, and then a little girl comes out of the crowd and is like, "Don't die." And then he's like, "Oh my god." And then Smoochy shows up, or something happens that distracts all the crowd, and all these grown adults are like, "Oh my god, it's Smoochy." And they all like switch, and they just all like run away.
They'll just immediately like, "Oh, well, who cares about this guy?
Who cares about this guy about to burn himself alive in Times Square?" I like how nobody even tried to stop him. They were all like, "Damn, let me grab my popcorn." Like I know I know
the only one who cared was that one little girl, and even she left.
I get how everybody hates him and everything, but like, I still think somebody in this crowd would object. Like, there's gotta be one contrarian.
Right? I mean, I guess, unless they were just really down to see a person burn.
I feel like in a crowd this big, there's gotta be one contrarian who just likes people who suck just because everybody else hates them. And because they want to be different. Like, there's gotta be that one person who's like, no, he's actually really cool. And just... yeah. But apparently not.
Yeah.
But what else?
Oh yeah, this is where we get the stepdad song.
The stepdad song! I did write this down. It's called My Stepdad's Not Mean. My stepdad's not mean, he's just adjusting, which has such oddly specific lyrics that every one of these children relates to, and it's very funny. It's really fucking good. I like this. It's funny as fuck. And then we meet the new character. His name is Moochie. He's Smoochy's cousin. And he's Spinner, of course, in a burgundy rhino suit. So it's a similar color, but yeah.
Yeah, and this is important.
Yes, important for what's about to happen in 5 minutes.
Yeah, for real. I forgot it happened this fast.
It happened so fast.
I've seen this movie before. I've seen this movie before because I was just really interested in it because I had heard about it like through the grapevine or whatever. And so I watched it on my own, and then later on I was like, okay, this needs to be discussed. Like, I think we need to talk about this one.
The only context I had going into this movie was Robin Williams is in it, Danny DeVito is in it, and one screenshot that you sent me of Smoochy turning around to see a giant swastika flag behind him at a rally.
Yeah.
It's just this screenshot's hilarious. It's just a guy in a pink rhino fursuit, like with a ukulele in his hand, just turning around and seeing a giant swastika and just kind of looking at it like, that's kind of odd.
Yeah, he's like, oh no.
Like, oh no. Oh no.
But, yeah, and then, so Moochie, rather Spinner, wanders off in his Moochie costume.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Nora and Sheldon just, I guess, start to fuck in the dressing room.
Yeah, I guess.
That's what it seems like, because she's getting undressed, so what else would they be doing?
But also I don't know if you caught this, she calls him a simp.
Yeah, that word used to mean something different.
Oh, it did,
used to mean simpleton.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I was like, I was like, I'm pretty sure that wasn't a thing.
Yeah, don't worry. I looked that up beforehand.
Okay.
During my first watch through, because I caught that as well, and I was like, "What is that? What?" Those were things that back then too, I guess. Which, yeah, it just meant something different.
Yeah. So then, this is where we get a starking contrast again. This movie is like really good at just like hard cut to something absolutely shocking. Like, if shock value is your thing, this is the movie for you. And it cuts to Burke and Stokes' goons just straight up killing Moochie. Spinner is...
Yeah, no, because, like, they're, like, in the middle of fucking, and then it just cuts to, like, Moochie, like, dancing around and singing on the set, like, the abandoned set. And they just, like, grab him and, like, beat him up, and then just shoot him, like, 5 times,
yeah,
I think
he's very, very dead.
And... yeah, he's very dead, and dump him in, like, a back alley somewhere.
There's a funeral scene. Tommy is really mad that Spinner's dead. She's like, revenge time.
Yeah, but she's also, like, still also swearing to protect Sheldon, because, like, she knows that this hit was meant for him, and since, like, he's done a kindness for her, she's like, you know, you're, like, one of my own now, so, like, you're protected no matter where you go.
Yay. And then the cops show up to Angelo's apartment for, like, 2 seconds, and then, Tommy shows up at the ice rink, and we find out that she enacted revenge and killed Green, so he's dead.
Yeah, she cut off his head.
Girl boss.
It's fucking awesome. There's also a really good shot here that I liked, when, because they're in, like, the stadium for the ice show getting things prepped, and there's, like, this really fucking clean transition where she's talking to Sheldon about, you know, about this situation, and she's like, sometimes people have to answer for their wrongdoings or something like that. I forget her line, but it was something along those lines. And she like turns and walks off a different direction, and suddenly she's in Merv's.
Yeah,
house.
it's a really good transition.
It was a really good transition. Yeah. I really loved it.
Then then Randolph and Angelo talk in a back alley, and Randolph is like, you know what? I'm not gonna kill Smoochy. And then he sees a newspaper of Mopes and Nora, like a photo in the newspaper of them, like, I don't know, like her head's resting on his shoulder or whatever, and he's like, oh no, they're probably fucking, I guess.
Yeah, so then he's all fucking mad again, all over again, just because, like, because they're fucking, I guess.
He's like, I'm ready to sabotage their relationship.
Yeah, and then we also have Burke and Stokes plotting the demise of Smoochy with the help of some other ex-child star dude, or not child star, but children's show star, I guess I should say, who calls himself Buggy. And
Buggy just straight up sexually assaults Nora. Yay. And then Rudolph, what? I keep doing that. Randolph. Just the...
He storms into Sheldon's place, with the gun, and he's threatening him, and they all, like, they have, like, a small fight where we learn about all of Nora's past relationships.
Yeah.
And everything. And they eventually wrestle the gun away from him, though, and they kind of, like, make amends.
I wrote, Randolph bursts into Nora and Mopes' apartment with a gun and a rainbow-colored suit. 2 essentials of a good Friday night.
Yeah! I will admit, I do kind of like the suit. It's cheesy, but it's
literally nice. Camp. It's camp as fuck.
That's great.
And I wrote for my next note, I said, Mopes takes this fairly well for 2002. Like, Mopes is just kind of like, oh, you slept with a whole bunch of guys and told me about absolutely none of them, and this seems to just be your thing, is dating, or really just banging, men who are children's show entertainers who work for you, and then, like, moving on. Oh, okay. Like, he takes this kind of way too well, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, okay, he was, like, slightly upset for a couple seconds, because he does, like... Because, like, especially when they mentioned, like, some guy that was, like... I forget his full name, but it was, like, something the whale. And, like... He's like, you did it with the whale? Yeah. But he, like, kind of gets over it really fast, because she's just, like, you know, like, oh... Well, but you're different and all that. And, like, so... But he takes that at face value and actually, like, believes her. Which I guess is good, because, like...
Yeah.
I'm kind of sick of, like, the trope where it's, like... Someone's, like, actually tries to say, like, hey, I actually do love you, you're different, I really like you, and everything like that, and the person's like, no, you're just saying that, and then they, like, have a fucking third act breakup, and it's like, oh my god, shut up.
You're so valid for that. I don't like I don't think anybody likes the rom-com trope of, like, oh no, you have been in a relationship before? Jail. Like, that's kind of taken to the extreme, but, like...
I think when you're, especially, like, okay, if you're an adult in a relationship with another adult, I think you're supposed to expect that they've been in relationships before.
Like,
what?
There's a lot of times where it's like, oh my god, you had an ex and you never told me about all the things you did with your ex in every amount of detail, and it's like, bitch, I'm 35. Like...
Yeah. You didn't tell me every single position you did with him.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like, right?
I think I would feel really insecure and, like, uncomfortable if my partner detailed every position they did with their ex. Like, I would not like that.
Yeah, no, that'd be worse, actually. I'd be like, okay, thanks. That's a little.
Yeah, I didn't need that information.
Please.
So, yeah.
But, oh yeah, now we have Buggy. He breaks into Angelo's place and, like, ties him up and steals his security badge so that he can break into, the ice show.
And then we get a shot of Robin Williams in front of a fireplace with a pink robe and a comically large bowl of grapes. Hilarious visual.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so
amazing.
many grapes. It's just an inordinate amount of grapes.
Yeah.
I don't own a bowl this big. Why do you need so many grapes?
He likes grapes. I don't know, babe.
He likes grapes.
I don't know why I said it like that.
Okay. Oh my god.
But yeah, this
he
is where...
He likes grapes.
He likes...
I like blueberries.
Yeah,
what's your favorite round fruit?
What's your favorite round fruit? Oh god, alright.
I'm sorry.
You're fine. Oh god, we were a mess today.
Oh, this one's either the best or the worst so far. I can't decide.
So Angelo, he calls up Randy while he's still tied up somehow, and
yeah,
and tells him like, hey, you know, Buggy's on his way to kill Smoochy. So these are all amazing names. So Randy decides that since he's now made amends with them, he's gonna save Smoochy. So he rushes off towards the ice show.
Yeah, and now it's ice show time, and Buggy is hiding in the rafters with a gun, because, you know, he's been hired to kill mopes. So, this is where Randolph comes in clutch just in time, and, like, gets up to the rafters, and tackles Buggy, and the gun goes off, and it shoots mopes, but, like, the bullet, I guess, barely grazes the costume, and it doesn't,
like it only hits, like, the ear of the costume, because, like, one of the ears comes off, and, like, the part of the horn does, too, I believe. But,
right, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't hit like any of his skin, so he's fine. So after they fight for a moment. Randy and Buggy fight for a moment in the rafters before Buggy eventually falls off unto his death onto the ice.
I really liked the shot of, this is kind of gonna sound morbid, but I kind of really liked his death shot. Like, I really liked the way he falls, and like the shot of him hitting the ice. I thought it was really well done. Yeah.
I also liked that his only remorse was that he hadn't seen Venice for some reason.
Venice, yes.
But I never saw Venice, and then he just...
yeah. Die. Just
because it's
splat dies.
I know what you mean by the shot, because it does show it's like an under the ice shot where it shows him like, smushed against the ice.
Yes.
It is cool. It is a cool shot.
It's really well done. I liked it.
Yeah. And then we have Burke. Burke is trying to run away from the scene of the crime, and Sheldon chases after him with a gun.
Yes. Oh, but before we continue with that, I wanted to say my favorite exchange in the movie, or one of them at least, which was
I think I know what you're talking about.
The cops grab Randolph, and they're like. And one of them is like, "Are you okay?" And Randolph says, "I don't know. I'm kind of fucked up in general, so it's hard to gauge."
Yeah, I love that line. It's one of my favorite.
I really like that. It's really good.
It's the best.
So Mopes pulls a gun on Burke, and then they're in the back alley now. Burke pulls a gun on Mopes, and it's like, 1, I gave you that gun. 2, you don't know how to shoot a gun. And then,
yeah, Nora comes in clutch, like, right behind him, right? And, like...
yeah.
She forces him to like, drop the gun.
Yeah, she pulls a gun on him.
And then
shit
got
guns on each other.
Scary! Well, because, Burke got the gun from Mopes, because, like, he got it out of him... He got it off of him when they were, like because he's, like, knocked it out of his hand or something like that. But,
it's like that still. Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other, but instead of pointing at each other, they're just pointing guns at each other.
Yeah. Real. But then shit gets fucking scary for a second where Sheldon nearly snaps. He nearly fucking kills Burke.
Yeah. He says you fucked with the wrong rhino.
Yeah, it's really fucked because you can tell he was legitimately about to pull that trigger, and but thankfully Tommy comes in clutch. She's right there with her goons, and she's like, don't she's like, don't give up, don't ruin yourself for that piece of shit, basically. And so he listens to him, and then he's taken care of in a different way, it seems. I don't really know what happens to Burke. They don't show us or tell us, so unclear. Perhaps he got murdered by the mob as well.
Yay! I took that as like Tommy was like, don't worry, don't ruin your innocence, I'll kill him.
Yeah, I was thinking that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And
then Mopes and Nora make out in Times Square, and then the movie ends with Comic Sans credits over Randolph, Smoochy, and Nora having a nice skating show together. Yay!
Yeah, because Randolph and Smoochy, it seems, are now doing a joint project together, where they're both doing the show together.
Yeah.
Now that Randolph has made like amends and is like, I guess, turn over a new leaf kind of deal. Hooray!
That's the movie.
A great movie, in my opinion. I really liked it. What were your thoughts on it?
It's really fun. I had a lot of fun with it. I really liked a lot of it. I think just a few things, specifically, mostly the romance aspect was like kind of forced and kind of dumb, but I really liked the way it was shot, the way it was acted. I love the way it like balances comedy and suspense. Like, it's laugh out loud funny while also like having a sense of like heavy crime shit is happening. It's pretty good, and I really liked it. It's a really good movie.
It's great. I'm really glad you liked it too, because this is one of my favorites that we've covered, and like just a really good film in general too. Like, one I really like, and I'm kind of sad it didn't get like the love it deserved when it was running in the theaters.
For
but
real.
You know, it's all right.
It's okay.
It's okay for their sins somehow. Anyways,
we're a little late, but we're here to give it love.
Yeah, we're 22 years late, but we're here. Damn it.
Yeah.
It's okay. I would have not have been able to see this movie when it came out because I was 4.
I wasn't born yet.
There's also that, I guess.
I was a concept.
Oh no. The concept of deal.
Oh no.
God. But yeah,
So yeah, that was my takeaway. I like the movie. I like round fruits.
Round fruits.
So sorry.
That was great. Yeah. I'm unclear on what our next movie we'll be covering is. I haven't decided yet. But yes, you guys at home should definitely also check this out. It's the only real way to watch it is to buy a DVD or to use unscrupulous sources, but you know, that's your only options because it's not on any streaming service.
Can you like rent it on YouTube? I'm sure that's an option.
Oh, probably. People. That's probably an option. I didn't think about that. Option. But yeah, that's probably an option.
The majority of like movies in general, like especially if it received like a theatrical release, it will be available on YouTube to rent for like anywhere between like $2 and $5 to rent.
You can probably also purchase it digitally there as well.
Mm-hmm. You can purchase it, yes. Yeah, for probably for like
$20.
Yeah,
I
the majority of movie, 15 to 20. Yeah, usually they go for there. Yeah, when you buy them on YouTube, you have it for 30 days, but when you start the movie, you have 48 hours to finish it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I remember that because that's how I did the that's how I did that terrible Grinch movie.
Oh no, you spent money?
Yeah, I spent money on that because I didn't know how to pirate, so I just rented it, and
Uh-oh.
I spent like however much to rent that, and watched it twice because like you only get to watch it once because you have 48 hours to finish it. But I watched it like because like it counts the entire movie including all the credits runtime, so I just rewinded it and watched it again. But yeah, so I'm a bad boy. Oh no.
Oh no.
But anyways, yeah, that's the show, everyone. Watch this movie, get your own opinion as well. You know, I think you'll love it, personally speaking. But that's all we have today. We will see you next time. Whatever movie we decide to cover. I'm not clear yet on what I'll be doing yet for the next movie, but regardless, there will be another episode. It'll be a surprise, yeah. Woohoo! You'll open your inbox to some kind of unseen horrors, or possibly something amazing. Who knows? It's a roll of the dice here.
Maybe it'll be a round fruit. Maybe it'll be a round fruit.
Maybe you'll open
I'm so sorry.
Maybe you'll open it up and you'll find a cherry. Who knows?
Yay!
Either way.
Oh man, I got a grapefruit this time.
We'll have a juicy melon of an episode for you next time, don't you worry.
Oh, don't say it like that.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry, this has been such a chaotic episode. This is probably going to be like one of the longer running ones too. But if you guys stuck around, thank you. I love you. You guys are awesome.
Oh my god, are we high?
we honestly, the fact that we aren't is very surprising. But
I know.
Nonetheless, let's end the episode. We'll see you guys next time. Follow us here on Spotify. We're also on Apple Podcasts and on YouTube. So tune in next time. For now, this is Enigma, and
this is Theo,
and we're signing off.